Imagine a world where people believe their neighbors are lizard people or that milk can cure anything. Well, welcome to the United States, where the bizarre meets the believable. Today, we're diving into 101 of the weirdest things people actually believe here in the US. Trust me, you'll laugh, gasp, and maybe even second-guess what you believe. Let's jump right in. 1. Bigfoot is watching you. Many Americans believe Bigfoot is real, and not just real, but watching them. Entire towns hold festivals in his honor. Honestly, if Bigfoot does exist, I'd bet he's just annoyed by all the paparazzi. 2. The moon landing was faked. Yes, in a country that prides itself on space exploration, millions believe the 1969 moon landing was staged on a Hollywood set. Fun fact, one theory claims Stanley Kubrick directed it. I mean, if he did, where's the Oscar? 3. Vaccines cause autism. This harmful myth has been thoroughly debunked by countless studies. Vaccines save lives, period. 4. The Earth is flat. Despite all those photos from space, some people still believe the Earth is flat. Apparently, gravity is just a suggestion, and NASA is part of a global conspiracy. Talk about overachieving liars. 5. Cracking your knuckles will give you arthritis. Despite decades of warnings from parents and teachers, cracking your knuckles doesn't lead to arthritis. What it actually does is release gas bubbles in the joints, which causes that satisfying pop. So go ahead, crack away. You're not setting yourself up for a future of stiff fingers. 6. Bird droppings are good luck. Getting pooped on by a bird? Congratulations, you're supposedly blessed with good luck. Personally, I'd prefer a lottery ticket. 7. Microwaves destroy nutrients. Some believe microwaves zap all the goodness out of food. While some nutrient loss can occur with any cooking method, microwaving doesn't make your food nutritionally void. 8. Elvis Presley is still alive. The king of rock and roll has been spotted everywhere, from a diner in Tennessee to a supermarket in California. If Elvis is alive, he must be really good at dodging selfies. 9. The government controls the weather. Believe it or not, some people think the US government can create hurricanes or droughts with secret technology. Personally, I'd like to request some sunshine for the weekend if that's true. 10. Chocolate milk comes from brown cows. An actual survey revealed that 7% of Americans believe this. That's over 20 million people. Honestly, I wish this one were true. Imagine strawberry cows. 11. Ghosts in the White House. Some Americans believe that the White House is haunted, with tales of Abraham Lincoln's ghost frequently making appearances. Imagine Honest Abe walking through walls during policy debates. Might actually improve them. 12. Reverse snakes and ladders. A surprising number of people think climbing stairs too quickly can steal your height or stunt your growth. Sounds like a perfect excuse for avoiding leg day at the gym. 13. Humans only use 10% of their brain. Popularized by movies, this myth persists despite being thoroughly debunked by neuroscientists. If it were true, imagine the chaos of trying to multitask with only 10% brainpower. 14. Gators in New York sewers. There's a long-standing urban legend that pet alligators, flushed as babies, grew up into monsters lurking in the city's sewers. With rent in New York, even gators would need roommates to survive. 15. Toilet water spins the opposite way in the southern hemisphere. Thanks to the Coriolis effect, people believe that water drains in opposite directions depending on the hemisphere. While the effect influences large-scale weather patterns, it's far too weak to affect your toilet bowl. The direction depends more on the toilet's design than geography. 16. Area 51 and alien autopsies. Let's be honest, who hasn't wondered what's really going on in Area 51? Some Americans are convinced it's a hub for alien research, complete with autopsies on extraterrestrial beings. I'm picturing tiny alien organs in formaldehyde and scientists in hazmat suits humming the X-Files theme. 17. The Titanic was swapped. Some conspiracy theorists argue that the Titanic never sank. It was secretly replaced by its sister ship, the Olympic, in an insurance scam. This makes Jack and Rose's love story feel a little fraudulent. 18. Mouthwash can cure bad breath forever. Mouthwash is great for temporarily freshening your breath, but it's not a cure-all. Persistent bad breath can come from deeper issues, like gum disease or diet. So if you're relying solely on minty swirls, you might want to check in with your dentist. 19. Caffeine stunts your growth. Another favorite myth parents use to keep kids off coffee. Ironically, those same parents often drink 3 cups a day. 20. Waking a sleepwalker can kill them. This belief has turned into a game of don't touch the zombie. In reality, waking a sleepwalker is fine, though they might yell at you for ruining their dream vacation. 21. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Despite countless examples proving otherwise, many believe this. If it were true, the Empire State Building wouldn't be hit hundreds of times a year. 22. Microwaves cause cancer. Microwaves use non-ionizing radiation, which doesn't damage DNA or cause cancer. This myth probably stems from confusion with ionizing radiation like X-rays. So your reheated leftovers are perfectly safe, just maybe not as tasty. 23. Your body heats up to burn fat while you sweat. Sweating during exercise isn't your body burning fat. Sweat is just your body cooling itself down. While exercise helps you burn calories, those puddles of sweat aren't melting away pounds. They're just water weight. 24. Eating Pop Rocks with soda will make you explode. Thanks to one sensationalized myth, some still avoid this combo. Science says your stomach can handle it, but your dentist might not. 25. You can balance an egg on the equinox. Some Americans believe the gravitational forces during an equinox make eggs easier to balance. Newsflash: you can balance an egg any day if you have patience or glue. 26. Cracking an egg with one hand is impossible. A fun party myth that's more about motor skills than science. Watch someone try this, and you'll probably end up cleaning egg off the floor. 27. Dropping a phone in rice saves it. Many believe that submerging a wet phone in rice magically fixes it. It might help, but let's be honest, it mostly makes your phone smell like a pantry. 28. Sneezing means someone is talking about you. This belief hails from old superstitions, and some still swear by it. If you're sneezing right now, don't worry. It's probably just allergies. 29. Bulls hate the color red. In truth, bulls are colorblind to red. They react to the motion of a waving flag. The real question is why anyone thought waving anything at a bull was a good idea. 30. Holding your breath. When driving past a cemetery, keep spirits away. A quirky tradition that's less about ghosts and more about seeing how long you can hold your breath without passing out. 31. Chewing ice. Means you're missing iron. Many people believe that chewing ice is a sure sign of iron deficiency, a condition called pica. While there's some medical truth to it, not every ice cruncher is low on iron. Some just really like the crunch. 32. Watermelons grow in your stomach if you swallow the seeds. Parents have been using this tale for decades to get kids to carefully spit out seeds. Imagine the horror if this were true. Your summer snack would turn into a gardening nightmare. 33. The left and right brain myth. It's widely believed that people are either left-brained, logical, or right-brained, creative. In reality, both hemispheres work together for most tasks, and nobody's personality or skills are dictated by one side of their brain. 34. Dogs see only in black and white. It's a common misconception that dogs lack color vision entirely. In reality, they see shades of blue and yellow. So, if your pup ignores the bright red ball, it's not being lazy. It just looks gray to them. 35. Sharks can smell a single drop of blood from miles away. Hollywood has exaggerated this myth into a full-blown fear. While sharks have an incredible sense of smell, The drop of blood claim is more dramatic than factual. 36. Hair turns white overnight from shock. While a sudden shock or extreme stress can cause hair loss, leading to a higher visibility of white strands, hair doesn't change color instantly. Your follicles don't get the memo that quickly. It's a slower, more complicated process. 37. If your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer. A cruel playground prank turned urban legend. This one has tricked countless kids into slapping themselves. The only thing hurting here is your dignity. 38. You'll get arthritis if you sleep with wet hair. Many believe going to bed with damp hair guarantees illness or joint pain. The truth? Your biggest risk is waking up looking like a wet mop. 39th. Bananas are radioactive. This one's technically true. Bananas contain potassium-40, a naturally occurring radioactive isotope, but don't worry, you'd need to eat thousands of bananas daily to glow in the dark. 40. Wearing a hat indoors will make you bald. A strange superstition passed down through generations. Hats might ruin your hairstyle, but unless you're tugging at your scalp daily, your hair is safe. 41. Peanuts are a type of nut. Despite their name, peanuts are technically legumes, like beans or lentils. Imagine being at a party and dropping this fun fact. It's a guaranteed conversation starter or ender. 42. Eating ice cream in winter makes you sick. This myth has discouraged countless winter cravings, but there's no science to back it up. If anything, cold ice cream is less shocking when it's already freezing outside. 43rd. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. This one's been going around forever, and it's completely false. Studies show that goldfish have a memory span that lasts for months, not seconds. They can even be trained to perform simple tasks. So yes, your pet knows when you've forgotten to feed them, and they're judging you. 44. Airplanes dump toilet waste in the sky. Some people believe airplane toilets empty mid-flight, raining waste onto unsuspecting victims below. Thankfully, this is false. Waste is stored on the plane until it lands. Your umbrella is safe. 45. Fortune cookies predict the future. Who doesn't love cracking open a fortune cookie after a Chinese meal? Some actually believe these little slips of paper hold the key to their destiny. Mine usually just says something vague like, "Good things are coming your way." Thanks, fortune cookie. Very helpful. 46. Bats are blind. The saying, "blind as a bat," is completely misleading. Bats aren't blind at all. In fact, many species have excellent eyesight, especially at night. They use echolocation to navigate in the dark, but that's just an extra skill. They're not stumbling around blindly. 47. Cutting your hair makes it grow faster. A widely believed myth that's totally false. Hair grows from the roots, not the ends. So trimming only makes it look healthier, not speedier. 48. You can absorb knowledge by sleeping on a book. This myth seems to stem from wishful thinking. The idea that you can learn by osmosis while sleeping on a textbook is a dream come true, literally. Sadly, you'll have to stick to good old-fashioned studying to ace that exam. 49. Rainbows have gold at the end. A classic childhood belief fueled by leprechaun tales. Sadly, chasing rainbows won't lead to treasure. Just a long walk in wet shoes. 50. Warts come from frogs. Touching a frog might make your hands slimy, but it won't give you warts. Warts are caused by viruses, not amphibians. Frogs everywhere would like an apology for the slander. 51. If you cross your eyes, they'll stay that way. Many parents have used this old saying to discourage their kids from making silly faces, but it's simply not true. Crossing your eyes temporarily strains the muscles, but they'll always return to their normal position. So don't worry, no permanent eye warping happening here. 52. Eating spicy food makes you sweat. This is partly true. Spicy food can make you sweat because it triggers your body's cooling mechanism. Your brain thinks you're overheating when, in reality, it's just the hot peppers doing their thing. So, if you're sweating in the middle of winter after a spicy meal, blame the jalapenos, not your winter coat. 53rd. Friday the 13th is unlucky. This superstition has led to countless horror movies, but It's just a date on the calendar. 54. Staring at the sun can make you blind. While you definitely don't want to look directly at the sun for too long, seriously, don't. It won't make you blind instantly. It can cause damage over time, but you'd have to really be committed to that squinting game. The sun is not a prankster. 55. That old myth about eating 8 glasses of water a day. The idea that you need exactly 8 glasses of water every single day isn't backed by science. Sure, staying hydrated is important, but your body gets water from all sorts of foods and drinks, not just from plain water. So next time you're at a barbecue, enjoy your watermelon without guilt. 56. Your heart stops when you sneeze. It's a commonly held belief that sneezing causes a temporary stop in your heart. The reality? Your heart doesn't skip a beat. What happens is that your chest muscles tighten, which may make your heart feel like it's pausing for a millisecond. But no need to worry. You can keep sneezing without risking a cardiac arrest. 57. You can't touch your elbow with one hand. Many people believe it's impossible to touch your own elbow with one hand, mainly because it's really hard to do it in a graceful, non-spastic way. But guess what? It's entirely possible if you try hard enough and maybe stretch your arm a bit. 58th. Blondes are less intelligent. This one's pure nonsense. Despite being perpetuated by movies and jokes, there's no scientific basis for the idea that hair color has anything to do with intelligence. So, if you're blonde and feeling stereotyped, just know that your brain is as sharp as anyone else's, probably sharper than the person who made the joke. 59. Eating before bed makes you gain weight. There's truth to this, but it's not as simple as don't eat at night. It's more about what you're eating, how much, and when. Eating a massive pizza right before bed might not do your waistline any favors, but a light snack won't automatically pack on pounds. So if you're craving midnight cereal, go for it. 60. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. This saying might sound catchy, but it's not true. Older dogs can absolutely learn new behaviors or tricks. It just might take a little more patience. Turns out, old dogs are just like humans, capable of surprising you when given the chance. 61. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. While the song made it sound magical, the truth is that sugar doesn't exactly make medicine any more bearable. It might distract your taste buds for a moment, but the medicine will still do its job, though you might have a sugar rush afterwards. 62. You'll catch a cold from being cold. Many people believe that stepping outside in the cold without a jacket will instantly make you sick. The cold itself doesn't cause illness. It's viruses that do. But hey, bundling up will definitely keep you comfy, so that's a win. 63. Reading in the dark will ruin your eyes. This old myth likely started to get kids to stop reading under the covers with flashlights, but it's not true. While reading in low light may strain your eyes temporarily, it won't cause permanent damage. But let's be real, it's still better to avoid squinting all night. 64. If you shave your hair, it will grow back thicker. This belief persists despite being completely untrue. Shaving doesn't affect hair growth in the slightest. If you have thicker hair after a shave, it's just your hair growing back normally, not magically bulkier. If it were true, bald folks would have figured it out by now. 65. Sweating out a cold helps you get better faster. Many people swear by hot showers and sweat-filled workouts to fight off a cold. While it might make you feel temporarily better, sweating doesn't speed up the recovery process. The best cure is still rest, fluids, and time. So skip the hot sauna and take it easy. 66. Cows lie down when it's about to rain. Farmers swear by this one. If cows lie down, rain is coming. Science? Nope. But hey, at least the cows get to rest while we blame them for the weather. 67. The 3-day rule for dating. Some believe there's a rule where you have to wait exactly 3 days after a date to text someone back. While the idea of playing hard to get might seem fun, there's no actual rule here. You can text whenever you feel like it. Just don't text too soon and scare them off. 68. The 5-second rule for food. This one gets passed around at every party, and you've probably heard it more times than you can count. If food hits the floor and you grab it within 5 seconds, it's still safe to eat. Science says it doesn't matter. Bacteria doesn't have a stopwatch, and your sandwich is just as contaminated after 1 second as after 5. So, maybe just skip the dropped food and grab something fresh. 69. Wearing glasses. Weakens your eyesight. Another one that's been scaring glasses wearers for years. The idea that wearing glasses can make your vision worse is false. Glasses just help you see better. They don't alter your eyes. It's like fixing a leaky faucet. It works fine until you need to replace the pipes, so no worries. 70. Chemtrails are poisoning us. Ever looked up at the sky and seen those white trails behind airplanes? Some believe they're not just condensation, but chemtrails. Chemicals sprayed by the government for reasons. If they're trying to control our minds, they're doing a terrible job. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. 71. The world will end when the Mayan calendar ends. Remember the 2012 Doomsday Scare? The Mayan calendar didn't predict the world's end. It just marked the end of a cycle, like flipping to a new page in your planner. Humanity is still here, proving that ancient deadlines aren't always final. 72. JFK and the magic bullet. The assassination of John F. Kennedy is shrouded in conspiracy theories, with one of the most persistent being the magic bullet theory. Some believe a single bullet couldn't have caused all of Kennedy's wounds. Maybe it was a ricocheting ninja star? 73. Eating carrots improves your vision. While carrots are good for you due to the vitamin A they contain, they won't give you superhuman eyesight. Carrots support healthy eyes, but they won't help you see in the dark like a superhero. 74. Putting a tooth in a glass of Coca-Cola will make it dissolve. This one is a classic science experiment, but it doesn't reflect what happens in your mouth. Your saliva protects your teeth, thankfully. 75th. Full moon brings out the weirdest people. It's a long-standing belief that the full moon causes strange behavior in people. From bizarre crimes to erratic actions, many swear the full moon triggers madness. Science, however, has found no connection between lunar phases and behavior. But maybe it's just one of those things we can't explain, so let's blame the moon anyway. 76. If you go outside with a broken mirror, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. A classic superstition, broken mirrors are said to bring 7 years of misfortune. While breaking a mirror is certainly bad luck in the sense of losing an expensive item, your fate is not sealed for 7 years, unless you happen to be really clumsy. 77. The Bermuda Triangle is a mysterious vortex of disappearances. The Bermuda Triangle has fueled conspiracy theories for decades, with people claiming it's a mysterious vortex where ships and planes vanish without a trace. The truth is, it's just a heavily traveled area where some disappearances have occurred, but many of those stories have been exaggerated or debunked. Sorry, no alien abductions or time warps here. 78. If you step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back. It's a childhood rhyme, and while it's fun to chant as you walk, the reality is that stepping on cracks doesn't cause any harm, except maybe a little extra effort in your step. Let's keep the rhyme for fun, but don't stress over cracks in the sidewalk. 79. You can't wash a turkey before cooking it. Some people believe washing a turkey before cooking it is a must, but experts now advise against it. Washing poultry actually spreads bacteria around your kitchen, so skip the wash and just focus on cooking it thoroughly. 80. Eating chocolate causes acne. For years, teenagers have been blaming chocolate for their skin problems. The idea that chocolate causes acne isn't true. Acne is more about hormones and genetics, not your love of sweet treats. So go ahead, indulge in that chocolate bar without the guilt. 81. Hair and fingernails continue to grow after death. This is a creepy but false belief. The appearance of growth is caused by the skin retracting as it dehydrates. 82. Mice love cheese. While it makes for a great cartoon plot, the idea that mice prefer cheese over other food is far from true. In reality, mice are more likely to go for grains, fruits, or even sweets. So if you're trying to trap one, maybe leave out some peanut butter or sunflower seeds instead of cheddar. 83. You can't get pregnant during your period. Many people believe that a woman can't get pregnant while on her period. However, sperm can survive in the reproductive tract for up to 5 days, So if you have a short cycle and ovulate shortly after your period ends, there's still a chance of pregnancy. So, always be cautious, no matter the time of the month. 84. Birds will abandon their babies if you touch them. It's a common warning to kids. Don't touch a baby bird, or its mother will smell you and abandon it. In reality, most birds have a poor sense of smell and won't notice if their chick smells a bit human. 85. You can't swim right after eating. Many believe that eating a meal will cause cramps and make swimming dangerous. While it's true that you may feel sluggish after a big meal, there's no scientific evidence that it increases your risk of cramping while swimming. If anything, a light snack can give you energy to stay afloat. 86. A penny dropped from the Empire State Building can kill. Spoiler alert, it can't. Physics says the penny would just hurt a bit, like a firm flick to the head. But somehow, this urban legend still makes people clutch their hats near tall buildings. 87. If you eat too many carrots, your skin will turn orange. While carrots are great for your health, consuming an excessive amount, we're talking about dozens of them every day, could lead to a condition called carotenemia, which causes your skin to take on an orange tint. But don't worry. Unless you're planning to become a carrot connoisseur, this isn't something you need to worry about. 88. Cutting your nails at night brings bad luck. In many cultures, cutting your nails after dark is thought to invite misfortune. This belief likely started in times when poor lighting made nighttime grooming risky. Today, though, it's perfectly fine. Just watch where the clippings land. 89. Swallowed gum takes 7 years to digest. While chewing gum isn't the most nutritious food, it doesn't take 7 years to digest. Your body can't break down gum, so it just passes through your system like any other indigestible material. Still, don't make a habit of swallowing it. Chewing is far more fun anyway. 90. Black cats are bad luck. The fear of black cats has been rooted in superstition for centuries, often linked to witches and bad omens. In reality, black cats are just as lovable and friendly as any other color of cat. In fact, in some cultures, black cats are considered lucky. So, if you see one, maybe pet it for good luck instead of avoiding it. 91. Eating before bed causes nightmares. This myth says that eating too late at night can trigger bad dreams. While there's no scientific proof to back this up, heavy meals right before bed can disrupt your sleep and potentially lead to more vivid or unsettling dreams. So, if you want to avoid an unpleasant slumber, try not to chow down on pizza right before hitting the pillow. 92. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. It's one of the most popular myths about China, but the truth is, the Great Wall is not visible to the naked eye from space without aid. While astronauts can see the wall if they're specifically looking for it, its color and texture blend in with the natural landscape, making it nearly impossible to spot from orbit without special equipment. 93. You can't use your phone in an airplane's bathroom. Some people believe that using your phone in an airplane's bathroom will somehow interfere with the plane's operation or cause a crash. The reality is that phones don't interfere with airplane systems, but there's still a no-phone rule for safety and privacy reasons. But the next time you're in there, you can probably scroll through your feed without worrying about causing a disaster. 94. Vaccines contain tracking microchips. This conspiracy theory has spread rapidly in recent years, despite being thoroughly debunked. Spoiler alert, the only thing vaccines track is how much protection you have from disease. Plus, your phone already tracks way more about you than any microchip ever could. 95. The 1,000-year-old egg is actually 1,000 years old. If you've ever seen the famous century egg, also known as the preserved egg, you might have thought it was a literal 1,000-year-old snack. In reality, it's a traditional Chinese delicacy that can be preserved for several months, but it's not actually a millennium old. While it might look a bit strange, it's really just a very well-preserved egg, not something that's been sitting around since the Ming Dynasty. 96. If you swallow a seed, a tree will grow in your stomach. One of the oldest and most persistent childhood myths. Kids have been terrified that a tree might sprout inside them after accidentally swallowing a seed. Let's clear this up once and for all. Your stomach is not a fertile ground for apple trees. The seed will simply pass through like any other food you eat. 97. Toads are poisonous. While toads can secrete a substance that can be harmful if ingested, most toads are not dangerous to humans. In fact, their skin secretion is a defense mechanism to ward off predators. So as long as you don't eat them or rub them on your face, toads are harmless. In fact, they might even be the gardener's best friend, as they eat pests like mosquitoes. 98. Waking up during surgery means you'll feel the pain. The idea that waking up during surgery means you'll feel pain is a fear that haunts many people, but it's incredibly rare. Modern anesthesiology is designed to ensure that patients are fully sedated throughout surgery. If you do happen to wake up, doctors can quickly administer more anesthesia to ensure you remain pain-free. So, rest easy. You won't be feeling any of the cutting edge of medical technology. 99. You should avoid all fats for a healthy diet. In the past, fat was demonized as the enemy of a healthy diet. But modern nutrition science has shown that not all fats are bad. In fact, healthy fats, like those found in avocados, nuts, and olive oil, are essential for heart health and brain function. So, don't be afraid of a little fat. Just make sure it's the good kind. 100. If you drop a knife, it means you'll have a visitor. According to superstition, if you drop a knife, it means someone is about to visit you. While this may be fun to imagine, it has no actual basis in reality. But hey, if the doorbell rings right after you drop a knife, maybe there's a little magic in the air after all. 101st. Knitting while pregnant will tangle the baby's umbilical cord. This bizarre belief suggests that a pregnant woman's hobbies, like knitting, could somehow tie the umbilical cord into knots. No need to give up crafting. It's a harmless myth rooted in old wives' tales. For the final belief, some people actually believe that the entire Earth is a simulation created by aliens. And yes, they have proof. If that doesn't make you question reality, I don't know what will. So, who's to say if this whole conversation has been real, or if it's all just a computer program in some alien lab somewhere? Let me know in the comments if you believe in any of these, or if we missed any crazy beliefs. Or, better yet, hit that like button if you've ever thought any of these myths were true. Thanks for watching. And remember, not everything you hear is gospel. So always question, always wonder.